Oh wait, ow, ow, ow. Oh wait, no. Everyone, I'm just kidding. I'm completely fine. Don't worry about me. So now that I have every single person in here's complete attention, let the show commence. Do you know how spine-chillingly terrifying it is to speak in front of a lot of people? Right now, I am literally having a flood of reluctant thoughts. Like, what if I fail to convey my beneficial and crucial message, and everyone really dislikes my TEDx talk? Thus, I'm going to admit it. I'm terrified. It's a very hard thing to admit. What I really wonder though is why am I even scared when I have worked on the same speech for days on end? Why am I nervous? This fear and phobia is what makes us all pretend. So, according to the mass of psychological surveys, one thing humans are completely, extremely, very terrified of is giving a public speech, coming across as a foolish person, messing up, or forgetting their words. Freezing on the spot, that's what I just did. Or even doing a horrible job. But to understand why this fear has been there, we have to dig in a bit deeper. In an article at Psychology Today, it is explained that this fear of being kicked out, this fear of being imperfect, this fear of failing, is actually hardwired into our genes. Because in the past, we lived together in varied groups. We hunted as a pack. We were social animals, and we had to cooperate and collaborate to survive. So that gives us a little bit more insight. But if we did not achieve in the past and failed multiple times, we were kicked out of our group, which meant we had a chance of survival down here. This is high, low. We weren't going to live alone because back then there used to be predators which would hunt you down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's over. And as you all know, a team is much stronger than an individual. As well as this, when you failed, when you did not reach the set expectations, when you weren't perfect, your tribe had zero tolerance for you. Because failing, underachieving, as the term is said, could cost lives. Literally. So as humans, we've always had pressure upon ourselves to be perfect, to never fail, to always reach the set expectations and exceed them. And that is why it is hardwired and built into our psyches, the fear of ostracism. Now, who here knows what ostracism is? If anyone wants to give it a try, please put your hand up. Okay, what? You. Just take a guess.
The fear of missing.
Very close. It's actually the fear of exclusion. You know, in rehearsals, everyone kept getting it right every single time. Finally, no offense to you, but great job. Thank you. So, fear of being kicked out of a group. Which one of you here wants to be kicked out of a group? Like, let's say you have a friend circle. Which one of you here wants to be kicked out of it? Put your hands up. No one. I'd rather be brutally rejected for who or what I am, rather than be accepted for something I am not. Because I am me. I don't pretend to be like anyone else. I don't want or need to be like anyone else. Furthermore, I will never act, I will never change who I am, and I will never change my personality just to fit in. But this is who and what I am today. Nevertheless, I used to be part of this pretending notion, you would call it. And it did nothing but mount pressure. I was literally a pressure cooker. I was the food inside, pressure being put onto me from all sides. No one wants that. We all hate pressure. And this pretending also took me away from who I was. And that my identity is the most important because it is the hardest to regain. Welcome and hope you are all having a fantastically awesome day. I'm Ehaab and I'm a proud Indian. What if we lived in a world where everyone pretended to be like each other every single day, every single second of every single day? Imagine a world where everyone was the same. It would be terribly boring. Unless that person was me. You guys have no idea. You can ask my parents later. I am so interested.
I know.
See? He knows. Yeah. So, what I want to talk about today is probably the world's most substantial and perturbing problem. And it is pretending. So now all of you may be like, oh wait, pretending? How's that even a problem? Because I pretend to be like my friends, my dear ones, my idols, every single day, and nothing has even happened to me. My only hope today is for you to be able to go home and answer this crucial question and understand the impact being something you aren't has on your life. One of the main and major effects of pretending is inequality. What? Stuff like racism, sexism, healthcare inequality, wealth inequality, rank inequality, all started when some person just decided to pretend they were superior to someone else just because they were different. It's like these two sheets of paper. It's like this one saying it's better than this one because it's bigger. Makes no sense at all. But this inequality, it became a problem when millions of people around the world started joining that pretending mindset, that pretending group, just because they didn't want to be ostracized. Just because they didn't want to be kicked out of a group. Just because they didn't want to face the same fate as people who were different. Another major effect of pretending is it can destroy and hamper beautifully amazing personalities like all of you in the audience have, and can do terrible, terrible, terrible things with your life. So let's say, in a hypothetical sense, one day you decide to visit his house, and there he is with two of your other friends smoking cigarettes, and then they all peer pressure you to just have a drag, take one cigarette. At that moment, you think, oh well, they'll think I'm a scaredy cat if I don't try one. And anyway, what will happen if I just try once? You know, I'll never do it ever again, I promise. And you go against all your medical knowledge and all the things your parents have most probably told you. And decide, oh, I'll just have one, you know, don't worry about it. Slowly, this one cigarette turns into many more. You keep making the same fake, fulfilling promises to yourself. And this deteriorates your health. It costs you massive opportunities and causes you many life-threatening diseases. Could you imagine that? Just because you wanted to be cool, your whole life is destroyed. You have lost so many amazing opportunities which could help you and many people around the world. Just imagine it. It's probably the most horrible thing that could happen to anyone else. As well as this, as I mentioned earlier, I said pretending can destroy and hamper amazing, beautiful personalities. You guys might be thinking, how is that possible? Well, let's take another example. Say, for example, you have a friend who has a careless attitude towards life. He doesn't care much about anything and you're just like, nah, who cares? Now, according to the mental health statistics, this careless, undefined attitude is most likely to shift to you. And that could really hurt your family, friends, and the people you love. And could damage the mental health of the people you behave careless towards. Okay guys, I have one more example. I promise you it's my last example. Promise. Let's take into consideration your best friend hates geography. I'm your best friend. I hate geography. And all of y'all ace it. You're just so good at it. You are incredible, amazing at it. But you don't talk about it. You pretend as if you hate it just because of me. What is that doing to you? It's costing you future job opportunities. Because once you pretend you don't love something, that love slowly deteriorates. You are costing yourself amazing things, and you're making the world a worse place, as we have one less ace, helping humanity evolve, helping technologies for the betterment of humans. So now it is up to you. Empower yourself to be the best you can possibly be, while never, ever, 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 I'm going to say ever 3 more times, ever, 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 pretending to be like anyone or anything else. Help others overcome this problem. Spread the message, because this here is the biggest problem ever. And remember, as my dad once said, if in your life there is pretending, then it is a short-term life. In terms of career, happiness, family, friendship, love, and the list just continues. So, to end it off, who likes Spider-Man? Put your hand up. Everyone should put their hand up, please, come on. Everyone put your hands up. You will know this quote, but I'm going to change it. With great power comes great opportunities to pretend. But only you can have the willpower to avert from pretending. Oh, and by the way, final thing. Pretending is only allowed when you're acting to play dead to save your life, or you have a condition where you need to pretend to help you develop.